Shawn Porter tweeted something and he added you. He said, "Listen, I'll be ready for May." And then you said something about, just stand by. You're trying me. What did you mean by that?
I just told him to stand by. You know what I mean? I've been seeing the little slick stuff that Shawn been saying here lately. I'll be watching. So I just told him to stand by, because if the fight that we're working on don't go through, then for sure.
And that's Pacquiao, you mean?
For sure. If that fight, don't go through, then for sure we'll visit that fight, and then, we can get it on.
How close are you guys to making that Pacquiao fight happen? And if it is close, is it going to be somewhere in Saudi Arabia like Bobby alluded to some time back?
We have to see, man. I don't know too much details. We have to see.
I got a bone to pick, with you about Crawford. I'll get to that after I answer the question about.
No. Let's talk about the truth about Crawford, man.
All right. I got to get on you because about Crawford, man, because, Crawford been doing, he ain't been moving the right way, man. And, you know what I'm saying, as far as in who he want to fight and who he don't want to fight. And, you know what I'm saying, you ain't been getting on Crawford, man. You've been getting on everybody else, though. You know what I mean? Like, and rightfully so. Like Ryan Duckin, you know what I'm saying, Devin Haney, and everybody, people in the lower weight classes is ducking Shakur, Loma ducking Shakur, you know what I'm saying, P.O. ducking.
Yeah, I always try to keep the same energy with everybody. I'm always consistent with the whole absolute truth.
Right.
That's the agenda every single time. So why do you think Terence should be criticized, and what should he be criticized for? Who do you want him to fight next?
I mean, I would love to see him fight Errol, but you already know what Errol is. He got a little path of what he's trying to do. He's trying to collect his new straps.
Yeah, we got to wait on that fight. He been calling out Errol from the jump, but that's a fight that's gonna happen once he leaves Top Rank. So we're gonna stick with the reality, because we can't force something to happen that's not gonna happen, right? So obviously that's the fight that the whole world want to see, but we're gonna have to pause on that. So who's the next one that you feel like Crawford should be criticized for if he doesn't fight him?
I think that Porter fight, to me, is the fight that he should take.
Now, you do know.
I think that's the only fight, really, that he should take.
You do know Crawford said that if it ain't Pacquiao, it will be Porter. But obviously, Shawn Porter is Crawford mandatory. Now, we know one thing about being a mandatory. No one has to give you a shot. You could petition to force the fight. Just like with the situation we talked about, Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. Charlo petitioned to fight Canelo, and Canelo had to give up the belt, right? Because Canelo didn't want to fight him. So if Terence Crawford doesn't want to fight Shawn, all Shawn have to do is petition, and he will make Crawford lose his belt, right? So why haven't Shawn petitioned?
No, that's the golden question. That's the question that came up in my mind eventually after the time that passed over, and he hasn't pushed it, or we haven't heard that he pushed. Now, my beef was with Crawford when he first started saying that he wanted to fight and he wanted to make the fight. But as time go on, we still haven't heard the fight being made. So now the pressure and it's starting to push back on Porter, because Porter started making Crawford look like that he really don't want to fight. Now, honestly, I don't think Crawford wants to fight. Now, Crawford really didn't even want to fight with Kell Brooks. They were actually waiting for Crawford to sign a contract. That was the last, bit of due diligence that he needed to do for that Kell Brooks to go through. And so they was waiting for him to sign a contract. Even Bob was getting frustrated with Crawford to fight Kell Brook at the time.
Negotiations is not Crawford's fault. That's up to his team and Bob Arum to make it happen. Because, Bob, whatever you think about Bob, at the end of the day, he cheap when it comes to making offers. He don't offer what he's supposed to. I mean, that's what people say. He don't be offering the type of money you would think, like not the DAZN type of money or PBC. So that's not Crawford's fault. But I mean, I don't have that much time, and I do want to get to the point. You told me I should criticize Crawford. So you're saying that you think he ducking Shawn, right? You're saying that he ducking Shawn. But you do know Bob, he gave Shawn an offer. He told him, I got $1 million for you. He turned it down, right? He said that's a
you
disrespect.
You think that's a formative offer?
That's a disrespectful offer, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you supposed to do when the promoter ain't trying to pay you what you're worth? What you supposed to do as a mandatory?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that Crawford can do on his end at all because he's not the person that.
Crawford can't do nothing. It's Shawn who could petition and take this damn thing to purse bid. Do what freaking Tio did.
Yeah.
You know this fight gonna be big. Man, I'll buy this pay-per-view right now. And we know this is a bigger fight than Camposas versus Tio. They got $6 million purse bid for that. They got a bid for $6 million. So I know Crawford and Porter could get a $10 million bid. I know the zone will be interested to pick up the fight. Triller will be interested to pick up the fight. So I'm saying, why have Shawn Porter not petitioned yet? What is he waiting for?
Man, that's the golden rule, man. You got me stumped on that one. I'm wondering the same thing. I think people need to start putting Shawn out. I thought you wanted to fight.
And at the end of the day, talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words, right?
No doubt.
That's what I'm saying. So if in this situation, since Terence Crawford can't do anything, who you blame it on?
Well, you gotta blame it on Bob, like always.
Man, you're gonna blame Bob. You're gonna blame Bob.
Gotta blame Bob.
What about Shawn? Why you don't say Shawn? Because he didn't want to petition.
I mean, I can't. No, I can't. You gotta give it. You still gotta give it some time. You can't put it on Shawn just yet. We still gotta give it some more time. You know what I'm saying?
But okay, hold on. Okay,
you still gotta give it a little bit more time.
I know. But I'm saying we can't really blame Bob because Bob looking at the sake of his pocket. Like he looking at his pocket, it's getting tight. With this pandemic, he ain't trying to give nobody no money, right? But it's up to Shawn to make the right business move. Shawn said out of his own mouth, he said, listen, he said, I know the business in and out. He said, I know I'm the mandatory, so I could force the fight. So all he's saying is, what the hell are you waiting for? Shit, we've been waiting for Shawn Porter to press for this fight and force this fight 6 months ago when Crawford beat and knocked out Kell Brook, right? It's been a long time.
But think about this. Think about this, though. I mean, they don't have no problem pressing the fight when it comes to Pacquiao. And Pacquiao, I mean, Pacquiao talking about he want 40, they want 40 million, and then Crawford only get 10. That ain't even close.
But that's a different situation because Pacquiao is a super mega star. Don't Errol want to fight him too, though? Don't Errol want to fight him too?
He said he want to fight him.
Yeah, Errol said that's the main fight he want, right?
Right. 60-40.
Yeah.
60-40.
Yeah, well, we don't know. We don't know what Pacquiao asking for. If he's asking for 40 against Crawford, he asking for 40 against Errol. But let me say this. He wasn't asking 40 from the jump. He asked for 20 million. And then when Bob said we could do that, he was like, oh, yeah, I really could do that? I'll change my mind. How about 40 million? So in a way, he's saying no to the fight in a political way, pricing yourself out. So that's not Crawford's fault. Again,
can you agree they haven't gave up? Can you agree that they haven't gave up on trying to get this fight with Pacquiao?
I mean, you shouldn't give up as a promoter. You should try to negotiate. I don't know what's going on in negotiations, but I know the 40 million, I don't think they could deliver that. So I don't even think that's possible. What I will say is forget the Pacquiao fight. That's not going to happen. Pacquiao going to fight Mikey, from what I heard, because the money he asking for Crawford is not deliverable. They're not going to be able to deliver that. But what Crawford could do, he could fight Porter, though. The Pacquiao fight would have put him in an AKHi status. That's his Floyd Mayweather. That's his Oscar De La Hoya. That's his golden ticket to becoming a superstar and a pay-per-view star. But Porter, obviously, is not a Pacquiao, but he will put respect on your name. He will put the stamp that people have been asking for as far as...
I think it's a legacy fight.
Like Errol Spence' best wins is Kell Brook and Porter at 147. So if Crawford could do the same, he already beat Kell Brook, and now if he could fight Porter and beat Porter, especially if he could do it in a better fashion, now we talking. You know what I'm saying? The hype is real. Now the fight of the decade is back cooking again. All I'm saying is for us to even get there, who are we waiting on?
Man, I just I mean, they waiting on at this point waiting on Shawn.
Yeah, we waiting on Shawn. So you gonna call out Shawn, my brother?
They can't have the same energy.
Yeah, we gonna call out Shawn because.
Oh no, he for sure. I mean, I think that's what I said. At this point, at first, when it first came out, I was, you know, I'm like, okay, well, you put it out there. What you gonna do? What you gonna say, Crawford? And after Crawford, you know, after it came down, it didn't go through. Crawford like, okay, well, you know, if you want this fight so bad, then push for it. You know what I'm saying? Later, take it to first bid, like T.O. did, and let's see what's popping.
And that's what I'm saying.
Since it hasn't went through, you know what I'm saying? Since he hasn't pushed, I'm wondering what the heck's going on. Honestly, yeah, you can't be talking that mess, and then you ain't got nothing coming back from it. The same situation with Charlo.
I want to go somewhere with this. So if Shawn doesn't petition and force the fight, who are you blaming it on?
Man, I mean, at this point, I hate to say it, man. I mean, right now, it's on Shawn.
All right, that's all I'm saying.
It don't go through. If the fight don't happen.
Yeah,
the fight don't happen.
Well, it's in Shawn's hand. He a mandatory. If Terence Crawford doesn't fight Shawn next after he petitioned and forced the fight, he will give up his belt like Canelo did. Right? We all gonna be like, oh, Crawford, you ducking Shawn. Man, you gave up your belt like Canelo did. Right? But I promise you right now, I promise you Crawford is cut from a different cloth. I'm telling you, you guys sleeping on this, brother. This man can fight his ass off.
I don't know, man.
And I'm telling you right now, you saying I don't keep the same energy toward Crawford. So I'm trying to figure out what am I not doing. So can you inform me what I haven't done? Because you're saying I'm not keeping the same energy. I don't see any criticism for me to criticize Crawford.
Well, his energy changed when it comes to Porter. He don't want to fight Porter.
He is mandatory, though. We already agreed. We already agreed that he is mandatory, so he could force the fight. So this is on Shawn.
Hold it. You're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I still got the wall. I got the wall.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.